No need to be shy. There's a lot of open seats up front. It's where you get the best view, best photos, right? You want to be up front to get good photos. The first row still has lots of openings. Come right down on front. Come on, we need to fill the first row. Oh, we have some takers. Yes, good job. Excellent. Okay. Good evening and welcome. I am really excited to have you with us, both in person and watching via live stream this evening for the Larner College of Medicine Honor Society induction ceremony. So thank you for joining us to celebrate our new cohort of inductees who are being recognized for their qualities of excellence within our community. We are here tonight to celebrate their remarkable achievements. So to begin our evening, please welcome Dr. Richard Page, Dean of the Larner College of Medicine and an Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society member who will provide our opening remarks.
Thank you so much, Dean Zala. Wow, what a great evening. It's my pleasure, likewise, to say hello to anyone who's watching on live stream from throughout the world and all of you here in Hale Gallery to this really special evening. This is now my 8th year as your dean. And this class of 2026 was the 4th group that I actually got to greet on your first day of school. And now you'll be the 4th class that I've seen through the arc of your education. And it's really an amazing thing to witness. There's a special sequence in medical school and the annual cycle, starting with your first day of school, where Dean Zala and I greeted you. We talked about professionalism. The excitement on that day is palpable. And 2 months later, we were in Ira Allen and you were getting your white coats. From that year to now, do you feel like it's gone by fast? And let me tell you, compared to my 26-year-old self that was graduating from medical school, it goes by faster and faster each year. So take a moment to just enjoy the fact that you're here, you're among your friends, and we're getting to celebrate together. Now, between white coat and first year, and then you go through second year and you get out on the wards and everything's just a whirlwind, and here we are in your final year, and it's going to keep going faster and faster. Before you know it, it's going to be match day. I don't know what your theme is this year. I know it'll be crazy and fun. I can't wait. And right after that, you graduate, and then you leave us and you become alums. And I get to welcome you back sometime in the future, I hope. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, though. Right now, we're here to celebrate the accomplishments of amazing members of the class of 2026 as you're inducted into Aequitas Health, AOA, and Gold Humanism Honor Societies. Just to comment about these, each one of these organizations is special and unique, and you really ought to take pride in which era you've been acknowledged. But they have a common commitment to the core values of our profession. These students that we're honoring today, all of you, have embraced our commitment to professionalism. And it's right there on the wall, treating each other, treating our patients and their families with cultural humility, kindness, and respect. You would not be here if you hadn't embodied those core values. So I ask you to keep them in you, keep them in your heart as you go through the rest of this year and throughout your careers. You have been acknowledged as really special among a class that's amazing that we're going to be celebrating together in March with Match Day and with graduation. I liken graduating from medical school as like being in the Olympics. Everyone in your class is an Olympian. You just happen to have also gotten the gold medal, and we're here to celebrate that. So in closing, I just want to tell you how incredibly proud I am, we all are, of the honorees this evening for what you've accomplished already and for the physicians you will become going forward. And in closing, let's give all of us a round of applause to this amazing group of honorees from the class of 2026, and we'll welcome back in Dean Zala as she takes over for the rest of the ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Page. So it is my honor to introduce our guest speaker for today's ceremony, Dr. Jim Wallace. Dr. Wallace has been a part of the UVM and the UVM health community for over 2 decades, and his impact has been felt across clinical care, research, and education. He recently retired from the University of Vermont Medical Center, where he served as division chief and a radiation oncologist, and is now an associate professor emeritus here at the Larner College of Medicine. But even with that title, he couldn't get in the front door. Him out. Dr. Wallace specialized in treating genitourinary cancers and was responsible for implementing more personalized screening approaches. He conducted innovative research, helped develop new imaging techniques, and built a biobank to support future discoveries. Dr. Wallace has held major leadership roles, serving as division chief, medical director, and mentor to countless students and faculty. He is known for bringing people together across disciplines to push the boundaries of what's possible in the diagnosis, treatment, and care of those at risk for or living with cancer. Dr. Wallace may also look familiar to you if you have ever attended or watched our amazing Match Day event. His bagpipes have signaled the start of Match Day, leading the student procession for many years. Though officially retired, we're crossing our fingers that Dr. Wallace will once again don his ceremonial regalia and help us usher our senior students into their Match Day celebration, because some traditions are just too good to let go. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Jim Wallace.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction and the pressure for Match Day next year. We'll see. So it's really an honor to be here to talk to you guys today and to be part of a celebration, a true celebration. And as the Dean was saying earlier, a celebration of really professionalism. That's something that has been a core value of this college, clearly a core value that the Dean brought when he came here 8 years ago, and something that I think about a lot. And I just love being part of these absolute celebrations. On the other hand, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not exactly sure why I'm here. And we're going to cover that in a couple minutes. I got a very nice email at the end of May, and the email was inviting me to give these remarks at this session. And my very first inclination was to say no. And it was to say no in part because I'd retired and I thought I was cutting the cord, but also because I could immediately think of 3 other people that I thought would do a better job at this than I could. So I actually had a drafted email ready to go. Thanks very much, but here are 3 people I think should do it. And thankfully, I took a little bit of extra time and reflected on it and decided to do it. So here I am. I'm glad I'm here. And hopefully when we're done, you'll think so too. So what I hope to accomplish, I'm going to do about 10 minutes, is really cover 2 topics, 2 things that have been important to me in my career. And in reality, I'm retired. So I've been thinking about this for a long time. I started off with 4. And I went from 4, I could cut 1 off pretty easily. I got down to 3, but I struggle with 3. So I've got 1 I definitely want to cover. Again, I've already kind of started that talk. And then the second one, we're going to do a little choose your own adventure, right? I'm going to give you a little title of this talk or this talk, and then we're going to decide collectively which way we're going to go. And if you want to hear about what the other one is, I'll be happy to talk about it sometime over a glass of juice or something. So let's start off with topic number 1. So Have you ever been in a position that you feel you didn't deserve to be in, or you felt that you weren't qualified for? I know a lot of people feel that way. The very first time that it hit me was my first day of medical school. I met my medical school classmates and looked around and went, these guys are really smart. And I was a little bit intimidated by my class, to be honest with you. And I wasn't sure I'd be able to keep up with them. Thankfully, I did. And 35 years later, I'm here giving this talk. So I survived. But that was an early example. I've got a little bit more recent example. So about 4 years ago, I was asked to give a talk at a national meeting about something I know something about, which was how to manage cancer clinical programs at hospitals. And I was happy to give the talk. They flew me out to Las Vegas. It's a nice hotel. Got a nice meal. And then I was going to give the talk, and we sat in the room, and I listened to the first few talks, and they were amazing. And I looked around the room, and they were leaders from Dana-Farber and Memorial Sloan Kettering and all these places. I went, uh-oh, like, what am I going to do for these guys? So there was a break. I was going to talk at the beginning of the next session. So I went to the back of the room and sat next to the administrative assistant for the meeting. And I sat down, I sat next to her, and I said, I can't believe I'm giving my talk to these people. And she laughed. I remember this moment very, very clearly. She laughed and said, I can't tell you how many people sit in this chair next to me and say exactly the same thing. And she said, you are going to do great. They asked you to give the talk. They gave you the topic to talk about. You're going to do a great job. And that's all it took. Those few words from her made me think, yeah, this is probably going to go fine. And it did. So imposter syndrome or imposter phenomenon is common. It's common in medicine. It's common in lots of things. And there are a number of surveys out there that look at it in healthcare. And the surveys suggest that people, physicians primarily, who've been surveyed, that range somewhere between 25% and 75% of us have imposter phenomenon or imposter syndrome from time to time. I know I have, including last May. And when I think about it, I looked through the largest survey I could find, recently published about 3 years ago, with over 3,000 respondents, all physicians. And they found that in the group of people that have experiences consistent with imposter syndrome, there are a couple other things that went along with it. One is it was more typically found in young physicians, looking at a group of soon-to-be young physicians, female physicians, and physicians who practice in academic medicine. So those are some things that, we're all kind of familiar with in our practice. In addition, on this large survey that was published, there was an association with imposter syndrome and burnout and suicidal ideation. So initially, when I thought about imposter syndrome, I thought about seeing it in myself, thinking about it differently. But more importantly, as I thought about that woman who thankfully I sat next to before I gave the talk, looking for it in other people. You are undoubtedly going to run into somebody, a senior resident, an attending, and a colleague who's probably in that moment. And they're probably just going to need to hear, you're going to do great, and you're going to make their day. Believe me, it happened to me. So imposter phenomenon, it's real. Look for it. You'll help somebody. Okay, one down. So now 2. So in reality, I've got 3, but I'm not going to take the time to do 3. So we got 2 more. So I'm going to give you the title of the 2, and then we're going to decide collectively which direction we're going to go. I'm going to maybe push in one direction. We're going to see. So the 2 topics. One topic is a hit is just a hit. And the other topic is lessons in leadership from a pipe major. Anybody? Lots of ups and downs. Lessons from pipe major? Okay, all right. I'm glad you took that one. The hit is just a hit's fine too. So as we talked about earlier today, Match Day at the Larner College of Medicine is an amazing experience. Some of us have done it lots of times. I've been thankful enough, and I've been happy to be part of that ceremony now for about 10 years. And for those of you who have not seen it or experienced it, it's usually in this room. I don't know where it's going to be this year, but frequently in this room. And from what I understand, I don't know because I'm playing the bagpipes. From what I understand, when you're in this room, you can hear the pipes kind of marching their way down, and then the class follows in, and we all kind of stand around and we do our thing. It is kind of like this experience. It's really, really fun. So my journey in bagpipe started about 20 years ago. I'm an adult learner, for better or for worse, adult learner bagpiper. But part of that journey was to be in a bagpipe band. So Catamount Pipe Band is a bagpipe band out of Montpelier. And I would wager nobody in this room's ever seen a bagpipe band competition. Leave it to the Scots. We go to the Scots to compete with music, but we do. And there's something kind of unique and interesting about it, I think, anyway. So bagpipe band started in a very military background. So as you start the competition, you start in ranks and files, just like you would if you were marching. So you're in the band and then you march, and then when you get to the competition circle, all the pipers stand in a circle and they all have to come to attention and play at attention. And the drummers stand behind the pipers and play at attention. And only one person can move during the competition, during the performance, and that's the pipe major. The pipe major stands there playing and tapping their foot. That's how everybody in the band knows to stay on time. And the pipers are supposed to kind of keep track of what the piper major is playing and keep track of their foot so that they stay on tempo. So that's what you're supposed to do. So about midway through my bagpiping career, I became pipe major of the novice band for Catamount Pipe Band. So I was the one doing this, kind of a rush to have everybody watching my fingers and tap my toe. But one of the jobs of a pipe major is to get all the bagpipes in the right place at the right time, because bagpipes are instruments built to go out of tune. They are leather bag, wood, natural reeds, and they're very dependent on heat and humidity. So what happens when you blow air into an instrument that's very dependent on heat and humidity? They go out of tune. The pipe major's job is to get the bagpipe band to the right place at the right time. So when your band goes out of tune, and it will, you all go out of tune at the same time. So your job as a pipe major is to get your band from one place to the next place and then to the competition circles so that you all go out of tune at the same time, as I said. So quick aside, I have 3 daughters. And as a father of 3 daughters, my job when they were young was pretty much to herd them in the right direction, to make sure everybody was going where they needed to get and didn't get hit by a car. Well, as a pipe major, your job to get from A to B to the competition is to kind of do the same thing, but this time you're doing it we had 26 pipers and 10 drummers, so it was a group of 36. And I'm trying to herd them along at one of these regional competitions because we were preparing to go to the World Championships in Glasgow. To get to the World Championships, you don't have to beat anybody, you just have to pay your fee. So it wasn't such a big deal, but we got to the World Championships and we played, but we had to be in tune at the beginning, and to be in tune, you had to stay in the right place at the right time. So I struggled a bit with my kind of herding leadership. I wasn't getting 36 people in the right place at the right time. So at one of these regional competitions, my kind of boss there, his name is Ian McCarg, great name for a piper, kind of walked up to me, and as pipers do, and said, "So what's going on, Jim?" And I said, "I can't get people to the right place. We're just falling behind. We're not going to be in tune. We're going to be late." Scots don't like to be late. So I was really struggling with how to get those people to the right place. So he said, and this is a guy with 0 minutes of leadership training ever, right? He's a professional bagpiper. I've had some professional training. He had 0 seconds of it. And he was just walking next to me, just looked at me and said, "Jim, sometimes you have to lead from the front." So that was it. I went from behind the band to around to the front of the band. I turned around and said, it felt a little bit like Braveheart for a second, me being followed by these 36 people in kilts. But it worked. Sometimes you have to lead from the front. And I say that not so much because in my leadership jobs necessarily I led from the front, but I needed to be open to thinking about the way I was doing things in a different way. And thanks to my friend Ian, he showed me that different way. So we covered 2 things. Imposter syndrome, look for it in yourself. You've probably had it from time to time. Look for it in others. I know you'll help people if you do. And sometimes you have to lead from the front. Thanks for your time and congratulations, everybody. It's great to be here.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wallace, for those inspiring words and for taking time to be with us this evening. And we hope that you'll be with us on match day as well. Once we know the theme, it's in the works, I know. And now please welcome Dr. Katie Menson to assist with the formal induction of our Larner College of Medicine cohort of Aequitas Health Honor Society members.
Thank you, Dean Zala. It's my pleasure to tell you about the Aequitas Health Honor Society. Aequitas Health was formed in 2021 to recognize a society of fellows dedicated to engaging in work rooted in improving health equity, anti-racism, and community engagement. The mission of Aequitas Health is to identify, recognize, and develop future physician leaders to address the glaring health inequities that exist in our society today. The inaugural chapter was formed at the University of South Dakota, Sanford School of Medicine in 2021. The University of Vermont Larner College of Medicine chapter was formed in 2023. At Larner, Aequitas Fellows are students who are committed to addressing health disparities in their communities and focus their efforts on anti-racism. Their peers have recognized them as individuals who have a deep understanding of social medicine and the structural causes of inequities, and are very capable of learning with humility and are excellent collaborators. Aequitas Fellows are nominated by their peers through an anonymous survey. Nominated individuals are invited to submit an application. Applications are then blinded and scored by the Aequitas Health Selection Committee members. The highest scoring applicants are then invited to interview for a final selection process. I'd like to express the gratitude for our incredible Larner and UVM Health Network faculty and staff who've served on the selection committee. Tiffany Delaney, Dr. L.E. Faircy, Kristen Fontaine, Dr. Deborah Kamen-Mukutz, Dr. Molly Rideout, Dr. Katie Wells, and our newest selection members, Dr. Evan Eiler, Dr. Tim Leahy, and Dr. Suja Singh. We envision that Aequitas Health Fellows will be leaders in cultivating longitudinal partnerships between community organizations and the Larner College of Medicine, which will advance causes that address disparities in our health in our community. And now it's my pleasure to induct this year's Aequitas Health Honor Society members. Today, our students will receive a certificate of induction and cords to be worn when you graduate. We have one virtual inductee this evening, so let's get started. Our virtual inductee this evening is Katie Wedner.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks so much, Katie. And now for our in-person inductees, Dean Page and Dean Salo, would you please join me? Adama Asia. Yes. It's hard to go first. Chris Grulick. Shania Lagore. Hosna Mohabbat. Shrey Patel. Crystal Ramos Barrera. Aina Ratu. Shruti Santhana Krishnan. I'd also like to recognize Michelle Wynn, who was unable to be here this evening. Congratulations to all of our inductees. Next, Dr. Marie Sandoval will introduce our Alpha Omega Alpha inductees.
Thank you. What an amazing talk, Dr. Wallace. That was so wonderful. So I don't think you're an imposter, but Dr. Menson, and congratulations to Aequitas Health inductees. Good evening, everyone. My name is Marie Sandoval. I'm the Alpha Omega Alpha counselor and an associate professor in the Department of Medicine at the Larner College of Medicine. I'm also the medical director of digital health for the UVM Health, and I've been practicing primary care and internal medicine for 27 amazing years. My practice and scholarship emphasizes the importance of maintaining our human connection while optimizing our use of technology. The Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society, the AOA, was established in 1902, so this is our oldest honor society, by medical students at the College of Physicians and Surgeons at Chicago, and has grown to over 130 national chapters, and this has happened over the last 120 plus years. Election to AOA is an honor that signifies a lasting commitment to the key tenets of the Alpha Omega Alpha Medical Society: professionalism, scholarship, leadership, and service. AOA is dedicated to the belief that in the profession of medicine, we will improve care for all by recognizing high educational achievement, honoring gifted teaching, encouraging the development of academic and community leaders, and supporting the ideals of humanism and promoting service to others. It is a lifelong honor, and membership in the society confers recognition for a physician's dedication to the profession and art of healing. AOA also has numerous service and program opportunities for our students at the Larner College of Medicine. The Larner College of Medicine AOA students being inducted this evening were selected via a blind application review process by our Larner College of Medicine AOA selection committee. Initial academic achievement, placing these applicants in the top 30% of the class, was determined via indicators of clerkship distinction, which included scores compiled from their clinical level clerkship evaluations and direct nominations from clerkship directors. These nominations were based on AOA tenets and values. The students were then selected for induction into the national chapter, ranking in the top 20% of their class and representing all the tenets of AOA. It is my great honor to present to you our Larner College of Medicine students selected for this evening's induction in the AOA Medical Honor Society. We will call 7 inductees, so we'll have more students on our screen here, who are going to join virtually first, followed by those who are here in person. Those who are on Zoom have received their induction certificate and cords to be worn with their regalia at graduation. Those in person will come to the front of the room to receive their cords and certificates. So let's get started.
Wow. Hi, everyone. I am so honored and humbled to receive this award, and a big shout out to my families and family members and friends who are watching over Zoom, as well as all the amazing ALCOM faculty and obviously all my amazing peers as well. So thanks again.
And that's Haley Bain. Our next student is Hayden Christensen. Oh, sorry. Our next student is John Rusted.
Hey everyone, I'm John. I'm calling in from Salt Lake City, Utah. Appreciate the opportunity to be here and the award, and thank you all so much.
Nicole Salib.
Hi guys, I'm one of the Connecticut campus students, so I'm over here. Thank you as well to all my friends and family supporting me.
Isabella Sutherland.
Hi, I'm calling in from a Chicago hotel room, so I don't have my cord, but thank you to all of my peers and faculty and everyone that's helped me along the way. I'm very grateful.
Alex Tran.
Hi, everyone. I'm calling in from Connecticut. I don't quite have my cord yet, but I just want to say very grateful for this honor. I want to thank all my family and friends, my support system, and all the faculty and mentors who've helped me along the way. And I just want to congratulate everyone, all the inductees across all the honor societies.
Adam Thompson. Oh, okay. Katie Wellner.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this honor and congratulations to everyone else in the class. Also don't have my cord, so I will pretend to do it again.
So as I mentioned, Hayden Christensen and Aiden Thompson were also, Adam Thompson, I apologize. All right. And now for our in-person inductees, please come forward when we call your name to receive certificates and cords. Dean Page and Dean Zala, will you please join me? Annika Advant. Adama Aja. Julia Bernier. Jackson Bresser. Jenna Clark. Izzy Goodrich. Nope. Chris Krulik. Sarah Krumholtz. Taylor Lamar. Wendy Mamicium. Hasna Mohammed. Julie Scholes. Susanna Schuler. Abby Wooten. I'd also like to recognize Ellie Cunningham and Matt Schmeit, who were unable to be here this evening. So there we are. We also have 4 faculty members being inducted this evening. These individuals were selected by our graduating class of 2025 for embracing the tenets of AOA in their teaching and healthcare delivery. Our first faculty member being inducted this evening is our very own Dr. Karen George. Associate Dean for Students and Professor of Obstetrics, Gynecology, and Reproductive Services. Our next inductee is Dr. Erin Morris. Is she here? No. Well, Assistant Professor of Obstetrics, Gynecology, and Reproductive Services. And I thought it was pretty amazing that we had 2 OBGYN positions. Also, Dr. David Rand and Dr. Shiv Shakik, who is located at our Connecticut and New Vance campus, were also being inducted, but they were unable to join us this evening. So it's really wonderful that we have some Connecticut campus faculty. We also have 5 AOA resident inductees, also selected for their excellence by our members of the Larner College of Medicine 2025 class. Dr. Maggie Gray, Dr. Presley Azarkan, Dr. Jesse Evensky, Dr. Will Lorenzen, and Dr. Saeed Farhan Hussain, who's located at our Connecticut New Vance campus, are also being inducted this evening, but were unable to be here. So congratulations to all of our students, faculty, and resident inductees. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Jonathan Flyer, our Associate Professor of Pediatrics and Gold Humanism Honor Society faculty advisor, to formally induct our Gold Humanism Honor Society members.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sandoval. Good evening and congratulations to all the Aequitas and AOA inductees. Hasn't this been a wonderful evening celebrating remarkable young physicians to be? I saw actually on the certificates, it says MD already, so you can fast forward. Zip to the end. That sounds excellent. As Dr. Sandoval said, I'm Dr. Jonathan Flyer. Almost 20 years ago, I was inducted as a student member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society, which has, I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back now, it's had a tremendously positive impact on my life and my career. I'm now the Division Chief of Pediatric Cardiology, and my practice and scholarship is in delivering general and fetal cardiology care to children and families living with congenital heart disease throughout Vermont and upstate New York. And given our rural population, I also work closely within the New England region to ensure that our patients and families have access to leading pediatric cardiovascular clinical care and research. I'm excited to be here with all of you to celebrate this year's Gold Humanism Honor Society inductees. I also want to take a moment and thank Dr. Andrea Green for all of her service to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Impossible shoes to fill. We'll try. 17? 7, okay. 70 years. Just a little history about the Gold Humanism Honor Society, and then we'll go on to reading the inductees. Dr. Arnold Gold was a pediatric neurologist whose belief in the importance of empathetic bedside manner led him and his wife to create the Gold Foundation in 1988 to inspire young doctors to practice compassionate patient care. The Gold Foundation engages schools, health systems, companies, and individual clinicians in the joy and meaning of humanistic medicine so that patients and their families can be partners in collaborative, compassionate, and scientifically excellent care. In 1993, the Gold Foundation started the White Coat Ceremony, where medical students pledged the Hippocratic Oath at the beginning rather than the end of their training. In 2002, they then created the Gold Humanism Honor Society. The society recognizes the importance of humanistic care and honors medical students and physicians who achieve this excellence. Tonight's Gold Humanism Honor Society medical student inductees were nominated by their medical school class and selected by current GHHS members of the Vermont chapter as exemplars of the society's principles. They are selected for their demonstration of humanistic clinical care, leadership abilities, compassion, and dedication to service. And now I am pleased to present to you the members of the GHH class of 2026, inductees. You'll notice a theme. Inductees get a cord, a certificate. You'll wear it at your graduation, but you already got your MD because it's on your certificate. This is troubling. You invited me. Here we go. Okay, we'll do, I'll call up the inductees, 3 who are joining us virtually first, and then followed by those who are here in person. Those who are on Zoom have received their induction certificate, we hope, and cords. And then next, please come to the front when I call your name. Once all the inductees have been recognized, however, something special, I will lead us in reciting the oath, and let's get started. Our first GHHS virtual inductee this evening is none other than Haley Bain.
Hi again, everyone from the Connecticut campus here in Danbury, Connecticut. Again, so humbled for receiving this award, and a big thank you to all of my humanistic mentors in medicine.
Next is John Rusted.
Thank you to all my friends, classmates, mentors. It's a real honor and appreciate it.
And our final virtual inductee, congratulations to Katie Waldner. Katie, you're back.
Thank you, everyone. And congratulations to all my classmates. You're all amazing, all these 3 societies.
And now for our in-person inductees, Doctors Page and Zala, will you please join me at the front? Congratulations to Adama Aja. Tucker Ainger. Julia Bernier. Jenna Clark. Jaina Doshi. Molly Hurd. Chris Kruglich. Jasmine Liu. Henry Mitchell. Shrey Patel. Kara Flaster. Surya Radhakrishnan. Crystal Ramos Barrera. Shruti Santanakrishnan. Susanna Schuler. And our last inductee, Cole Zwaber. I would also like to recognize Meron Yitzhak, who was unable to be here this evening. Additionally, we have one faculty member being inducted this evening, Dr. Leanna Burgess, Associate Professor of Medicine at the Larner College of Medicine. Just so the audience is aware, Dr. Burgess is being inducted into the chapter because she was selected as our 2025 Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Faculty Awardee, sponsored by the Arnold P. Gold Foundation, which is the highest honor our GHHS chapter presents annually. Congratulations. Okay, in honor of Dr. Wallace, the Gold Humanism Honor Society will now lead from the front. We will be reciting our oath in front of the other societies. Take that for what you will. The oath can be found in your induction packet. GHHS team, when you are ready, get your pipes. Let's do this. Okay, all together, please. I pledge by all that I hold dear as a physician, I will care for my patients with compassion, respect, empathy, integrity, and clinical excellence. I will listen to my patients with my whole being. I will advocate for each patient as a unique individual. I will serve as a role model and mentor to promote humanism in healthcare. I will remember always the healing power of acts of caring. I will dedicate myself to joining with others to make healthcare optimal for all. Thank you all, and congratulations to our newest GHS inductees. Dr. Zala, please, I invite you back to your lectern.
Thank you, Dr. Menson, Sandoval, and Flyer, and congratulations to all of tonight's inductees. What a wonderful ceremony to really honor such an inspiring group of students, faculty, and residents. This evening would not have been possible without the dedicated efforts of several individuals, specifically Dr. Menson, Dr. Sandoval, and Dr. Flyer. So thank you for leading these honor societies, and our student services coordinator, Kirsten Tavares. Our learner events manager, Liz Dorman, and our audiovisual expert, Bruce Kimball, in the back. I would also like to again thank our guest speaker, Dr. Wallace, for being part of this special event tonight. And once again, congratulations to all of our medical students who are honored this evening. Being in medical school is challenging, and yet you have all found additional time and energy to engage in leadership, service, research, and advocacy for the benefit of others. So thank you. We wish you all the best in your future medical residency. And as Dr. Flyer mentioned, apparently you can skip the next 7 months, 8 months, and throughout your career. And to our inductees, please join us for a group photo. We'll do it by the different honor societies. I think we're gonna start with Aequitas. Aequitas, how about we do it in order? Aequitas, and then Alpha Omega Alpha, and then Gold Humanism. And congratulations, and thank you again for joining us this evening.